Folks, welcome in. Happy September 15th, and more importantly for the Mafia, happy Victory Monday. I'm Maniac. This is Trainwreck today. We got Slick Al on the saddle. We got Dreamboat Don ready to set sail. We've got no shortage of stuff to talk about. We got a big Bills win. Didn't take a lot from Josh. Josh took a lot in the face, a nose bruising, and much more. We have the Jets kind of getting out of sorts. We saw some Tyrod Taylor in the game. There was a little bit of everything. So thanks for joining us in, whether you're in your cubicle, whether you're at your home, or whether you're in your car, for joining us here on Trainwreck today, brought to you by the Herd of Buffalo Network, and us here at Trainwreck Sports. Slick, quite the Victory Monday as we get into it.
Indeed it was. Victory Monday feels good. And just 3 more days till the Bills play again, guys. Can't take too much on the victory stock. Obviously, we figured the win would go kind of the way it did. But yeah, interesting game all around. Josh takes a beating, and then we see our good old friend Tyrod at the end, Don. Did you see that coming at all?
I did not. You know, this is just a fantastic Monday. Folks, we're blessed. We're blessed.
Yeah.
The Bills game in 3 days, like you said, huge win. Side note, I mean, fantasy owners of Josh Allen, not happy after that game, but he's not on my squad. He's on my Bills squad, and we didn't need a lot from him, so that was kind of nice. I think after the nose thing, they're like, you know what? Let's just pound the ball and control this game. Fields had what, 30 passing?
Yeah, 27 passing yards, I think, right? And surpassed by our guy Mitch.
Mitch had one pass for 32.
Again, but talking these stats and numbers, Don, you laid into it. I'm getting ready to do our roundabout interviews at halftime at Rec Room. We're having a great time there over on Chippewa. Get to interviewing people. Everyone is pissed. Josh Allen's not hitting my bets. My parlay's in danger. Thanks a lot, Josh Allen. I was just happy the nose was okay. I got people here, Bills fans, like, we're not happy with just winning anymore. You got to hit your parlays and you got to win on the field too.
Do people forget what we went through for 15 odd years? You couldn't bet Bills player props to begin with because none of them would hit. And here we are, you're complaining about Josh Allen after you just saw him take one of the harder schnoz bumps I've seen in the NFL.
Not a schnoz bump. And by the way, with that schnoz bump, it was so alarming because I feel like we see Josh take all kinds of hits, he stays the game. We know he's been, knocked around, and he kind of perseveres through it all. When he runs off the field like he
with
did,
his head
like
down,
you knew something was not correct. I don't want to say something was wrong. You knew something was not correct.
Yeah, that shot said it all.
The schnoz.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't help but react differently when you saw that, because not only is he running, he's running head down, holding something clearly. Then it comes pretty apparent. I think it was Don that called it out first, that he was just clearly bleeding and trying to cover up a cut, get that stop. So you got to come out of play just for that when they see blood on it.
It was weird. So I think you guys looked over and just saw him without a helmet running off.
Yes.
I saw the whole play where he was pushing guys off him and then took his own helmet off because I think he didn't want to bleed all over the chin strap and was like running off. And I'm like, well, we've all played sports. I've had my share of nose injuries where it's like you kind of have to like tip your head down. So he's trying to keep that fresh white jersey clean. So you got to respect that.
He does always appreciate the equipment, whether it's his New Balances or whether it's a fresh uniform. So I got to shout out Allen for trying to keep the uniform clean despite a nose catastrophe.
Yeah, shout out to the equipment staff, too, putting that tampon up his nose, getting things all fixed up there, clogged up. So,
but yeah, this game, I tweeted it out, another McDermott game where no one's going to give him credit. This does tend to be a common theme, though, where if they're not playing an elite quarterback, typically the McDermott defense can kind of have their way. And that's what they did with Justin Fields. Absolutely put him in what we would say a locker, a phone booth. He had nowhere to go. It felt like the field was crushed out there. And it wasn't just because of our guy Joey Bosa.
We were all over him. Secondary, special teams, D-line. Joey Bosa, obviously, with a hell of a game, gets that first sack that we've been waiting on all year, Maniac. And, yeah, even when Fields did have room and managed to escape the pocket, Don, I feel like I saw 5 or 6 passes just not even come close to his receiver's hands.
Yeah, he looked terrible. And, hey, let's not forget, if you were to ask somebody, you know, who is the better defensive coach, Sean McDermott or Mike Tomlin, I'd say 90% of people would say Mike Tomlin, right?
Agreed.
Fields put up 30 against the Mike Tomlin Steelers team just last week. So
Yeah.
I agree. We got to give McDermott his due. And yeah. So let's do the famous nose segment.
I was gonna say I wanted to make sure we gave everyone else
yeah.
their due. James Cook, great game. Defense, great game. Our Bosa finally got the sack at the end, which felt like it was kind of deserved, right? Obviously.
Yeah, because he came so close on the play right before.
He was making plays all day. He was all over the field. He was basically like
ankle picked Justin Fields to get, so he had to get rid of the ball. So he deserved that sack after that.
absolutely deserved it. But now we got to look at some schnozzes. The nose, right, Don?
Yeah,
Well,
the
okay,
notable
so-
nose.
The notables.
I mean, yeah, the most notable nose. What do we think, guys? We-
Pinocchio? Owen Wilson. Okay. All right.
I mean, that's
All
one of
right,
the
all right.
I mean, Pinocchio probably is the most famous nose.
Wow.
yeah. So that's a pretty good one.
Pretty good.
This is another famous.
Wow.
That's a big time nose beating.
That looks
that's-
like Josh's nose.
That's a young
pretty much
Matt Damon,
yesterday.
too.
Looks like we caught a hanger, Sarge.
Oh,
Those who
man.
know.
Yeah,
Shout out
that got
Rounders,
chopped up.
Matt Damon. I don't have
John
spades.
John Cena.
So this was after Seth Rollins broke his nose.
The Never Seen 17. Shout out Josh for doing that celly, by the way, yesterday.
I mean, you can't tell me that John Cena doesn't look like a borderline Muppet or like a troll under a bridge.
he looks like he just got hit by a bus.
He does. WWE must have been beside themselves in the back.
Oh my
while
God!
that was
our
2014.
Our Super
2014.
Cena?
Our
Yeah,
Super
oh my God,
Cena
they were
did.
probably crying.
Yeah, they were going nuts.
Yeah, you got to be aware of that. So,
That
this is our
one's-
boy, fellow Bills fan,
This is
Ariel
tough.
Helwani. Thug Nose, he goes by.
Thug nose. He embraces it.
So there's a UFC fighter, Rose Namajunas.
Yeah.
She goes by Thug Rose.
Okay,
So
yes,
Ariel
yes.
donned the Thug Nose, makes some shirts. He has the annual MMA Nose Awards, if you got that graphic, Don.
This is actually a great example with Ariel Helwani, though, because he is a big Bills fan.
Yes.
What could Josh Allen do during the game where it would be like, oh wow, he's like more like me? Like, you know, like if Josh started hosting like a live show podcast on the sideline during the third quarter, I'd be like, oh, Josh is more like me. Like when he got the bigger nose because it was broken, Ariel Helwani had to say, oh, he's more like me.
You know what Josh should have done
What
when
could he have done?
when he broke his nose there? He goes onto the sideline and gets on the phone and calls our crash out line about the hit.
Could have called our crash out line for sure. I mean, in Don's case, like Josh could start playing like, you know, a set on the sideline or something, you know, just become more like us. Josh is just being more like Bills fans by getting the
Or
nose
like
knocked.
making the time go by a little faster. Maybe some like Flappy Bird, Angry Birds on the sideline in between drives. You never
A
know.
lot going on. A lot of games being played. Needless to say, the game got out of hand against the Jets. Bills just took care of business. Any final thoughts on that matchup before we you guys said it. We are less than 80, or right about 80 hours away from Miami.
My last thought on that game yesterday is when James cooks, we say, yes, chef, we'll have another.
Couldn't have said it better myself. And yeah, like you said, less than 80 hours. Can't, you know, celebrate this victory too much. We got business to take care of. Speaking of which, there's a team not taking care of business. It's helping the Bills out quite a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. As we
you
look
know.
into the rest of the NFL, let's face it, Bills fans have their eyes on one thing, Don, and it is that Chiefs team.
And what do we got?
I don't know about you,
But I'm feeling 0-2
for the Chiefs. Let's go.
There we
0-2.
go.
Not an embarrassing loss yesterday, but they were just never able to get out of the gate against the Eagles. Eagles kind of took control early. They were driving late. Kelsey with the bobble into a pick. Chiefs fans and Swifties especially. Think of all those Swifts fans watching, like Don. They've seen Travis Kelsey just make plays their entire existence as NFL fans. And here, he ends up actually dropping the ball literally.
Yeah, so there's that. I mean, Kelsey, just kind of a bad day all around him for him. He drops the ball into a pick that leads to, you know, a score that kind of sealed the deal. again, him kind of screaming at the sideline. I don't know what about, but it was before that pick happened. And I saw online today. I thought it was AI. It was so unbelievable.
Oh no!
But apparently it's real. Did you see the Free 4 shirt?
No.
Or, he's wearing like a Rashid Rice shirt. That's
Free
like,
4.
Yeah. Let me pull this up. We need to pull this up.
Free 4 who ran away from the incident.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fled the scene. I mean, we're
so
just defending convicts
let's
now.
get it. Let's hear.
All right, let's see this, Travis. I can't. You're gonna show me something that's AI? Is this the punchline here?
I thought this was AI. It is not.
He was wearing it under
AI.
under his pads.
No,
It was
he
in
must have been
warm-ups.
wearing it walking
It was
in,
in
or
warm-ups,
right?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
I was gonna say if he tried to go Stevie
get
with
this.
that,
I mean,
that's
the Chiefs
crazy.
do just seem like a little bit of a mess right now. 0-2. By the way, Chiefs are 0-2 for the first time since 2014.
That was
September 2014.
Who is that? What's his name? Alex Smith goes down.
May have been Alex Smith era, but
All right, so here it is.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I mean that's just something. Free 4.
Yeah, I don't really know what does Taylor think about that? That's what I want to know.
I don't know.
I don't think her morals necessarily align with
Yeah, I don't think her morals line with Mr. Kels there. And speaking of Taylor, last time the Chiefs were 0-2, September 2014. Top song on the charts at that point?
Bad Blood.
Shake It Off, Taylor Swift.
Wow.
You can't help but think there's larger things here at Playboys.
Yeah. I don't know if the Chiefs are going to be able to shake this off. I got to look at their schedule, see what's coming up for them. But yeah,
Top movie was Maze Runner, by the way. If anyone remembers that classic.
Never
with that
saw
said,
it.
speaking of classics, the Chiefs are 0-2. They play, I want to say, primetime against the Giants or something this week.
The Chiefs might miss the playoffs, and that's what people say.
There we go.
That was something.
There we go.
Oh, by the way,
There we go.
wasn't even looking.
Love it. Love it.
5-point favorites over the Giants. The Giants are terrible.
Yeah, 5 points is kind of telling. Yeah,
Is that a trap, though?
It's two train wrecks running right into each other.
It is two train wrecks on a collision course. It's really trouble. Speaking of train wrecks, everybody expected the Colts to be a train wreck this year with the Anthony Richardson, Daniel Jones quarterback battle, 2-0. And the vibes are seemingly very good in Indianapolis. These are our Colts. These are our teams. They bleed blue.
That's right.
But, is this one of those, Don? I mean, we see a couple of these every year where a team starts 2-0. A lot of times it was the Bills for 20 years. Is this going to be one of those 2-0, 3-0 starts that ends up becoming kind of like 4-6, 5-7?
I don't know. I mean, I don't really want to. I still got some sadness I'm holding inside. My lock of the week was the Broncos controversial end. Happened
the Horses
there,
didn't get it done.
But I'm still going to talk about it. I think they kind of found the recipe for how to get Daniel Jones to succeed. I mean, again, he passed for 300, right? And I think when you have a running back like they have, and some quality coaching going on, that's a recipe for success, especially when he can run too. Now, again, this points back to our good old friend Dable, because there was what, 2 years they had Barkley and Jones, and couldn't get it done. So, this is. I think they looked pretty good, surprisingly. I mean, if they're putting up close to 30 points a game, 2 games in, and Broncos aren't bad. This wasn't Miami. So
you know what the Colts
this
can
is a big win.
accredit their success to? This new CEO on the sideline
Yeah,
with the headset,
listen,
micromanaging all her
Crazy.
staff mid-game.
It's micro-reviewing, okay? It's not micromanaging. She's not managing the decisions. She's listening.
taking notes.
She's trying to figure out what's happening. I don't fault it. Listen,
I love it.
This is the bottom
I'm
line.
not hating.
This is the bottom line. Until you start losing, winning solves everything.
I just said that. That's what I credit their success to.
Of course, yeah, absolutely. So we got the Colts at 2-0. Besides the Ravens, is there any team you guys see in the AFC? And again, it is only 11 days into the season or whatever. Is there any team that you think and again, we're not writing off the Chiefs. The Chiefs are not written off until they're 6 feet under. Shout out HBO. With that said, anyone else you fear? Chargers?
Yeah, I was going to say the Chargers, they're well coached. They have good running game with that rookie, and Justin Herbert is he's coming for Josh Allen's neck by dating a movie star.
Yes.
And being Mr. Hollywood with his disgusting gorgeous surfer hair.
Yes, super silly of him to be so gorgeous.
Yeah.
Speaking
Ooh, I'm Justin Herbert. I have gorgeous hair. I look like a
Ooh,
surfer.
I
live
make
in
$45 million a year.
Yeah,
Like real cool,
ooh.
Justin Herbert.
Yeah, so cool.
Yeah,
dude.
whatever, dude. Speaking of gorgeous, double Monday Night Football is back, boys. We got Texans Bucks tonight, and then we got Chargers Raiders. So I get why they don't do this to start out the season anymore, because they want that Monday Night Football to do a big number. They want that one game to do a better rating than having the overlap. But I think this is the perfect matchup. Texans, Bucks, Chargers, Raiders. Nobody knows what to expect out of the Raiders. The Raiders could have got blown out last week. Nobody was expecting. Raiders are only 3.5-point dogs to the Chargers. Are you guys surprised by this? Chargers are coming off a big win in Brazil.
I'm not necessarily. Geno Smith looked really good week 1. Obviously, Pete Carroll coming in this coaching staff. I don't think he's missed the playoffs in quite some time under the coaching spot. So it doesn't surprise me too much, because although the Chargers did go and beat the Chiefs, who were just in the Super Bowl, that game didn't feel like much on either side. I know it was not too close, not very competitive, but the Chargers didn't show me enough where I can just be confident that they're going to go and beat this Raiders team by a score or two. That being said, could it happen? Very well could. I think we might see a lot out of Geno Smith that not a lot of people are expecting, though, in this new Raiders.
They wrote him off, but
they
he
wrote
didn't
him
write back.
off. He did not write back.
I'm kind of surprised by this line. I got to be honest, but I think it's a Pete Carroll effect. But I think they come down to earth. Also, I think early season, again, divisional matchups, they know each other well. I think it's a good line because it's going to be close. I feel like the Chargers are almost too obvious of a pick. There might be some.
So, come on, public has to be all over Chargers here.
Yeah, that's so. But I don't know. Also, I could see Chargers running away with it. This one's really got me in a blender. Do we know what the over/under on this is?
I don't have standby. Home Monday Night Football, 46.5. Home Monday Night Football, though, is like more than the typical 3 points. It's more of like a 4 to 5 point impact on the game, I would say, right? Because you're playing in prime time. I'm just saying the standard math for when you're playing at home gets you 3 points. I think you get a little bit more in prime time there. Will be interesting to see. But speaking of teams that were struggling, we'll get to the Dolphins in a little bit, folks. We know that. Bills, Dolphins, obviously coming up less than 80 hours away. But speaking of teams struggling, Don, you wanted to talk about these. Tough weekend for the Zebras across the NFL. You had maybe a little spite out of your Broncos getting cost on a call there, but then we also had a weird call in the Panthers-Cardinals game.
Yeah. Panthers. A weird backdoor cover for the +6.5 Panthers bettors. I think time was running out. It was like 4th down. And there's a sketchy pass interference call. We've been seeing this for the last couple years, but late in the game, just the type of call it was a lot of hand fighting. It wasn't really anything more than that, and it leads to a last minute score and covering that backdoor cover. Yeah, there was the Colts game. That was kind of ridiculous. They're going for a 60-yard field goal. Time expires. You're not allowed to line up over the center. I know that, but he didn't. But he kind of tries to squeeze in, and he didn't push him down and use him to propel himself, but he kind of went on the top of him, and the flag was just very late. They're like, he missed it. Coaches are even walking onto the field, and then all of a sudden there's this phantom flag.
Yep, can't have a phantom flag.
And it's one thing to say.
Although we know from last week, the Ravens running off at halftime. Sometimes these teams will just do whatever fits their agenda. So it's tough being a ref.
And it's one thing for it to be like maybe there's offsides, 5 yards, or another try. Guys, this was a 15-yard personal foul penalty that made a 60-yarder a 45-yarder, completely changed the game. I think, that was my lock of the week, my luscious lock of the week. I'm going to try to put a positive spin on it. We got the bad beat out of the way early. We're going to look at it that way.
Speaking of bad beats, over in the college side of things in the weekend, kind of got overshadowed by a lot of the NFL action Sunday because there were some crazy games, Cowboys, Giants as well. The Penn State-Villanova cover, that's all time. last play of the game, down 52-0. To score a touchdown to cover.
One of the better one-handed stags I've seen in college football.
Yeah.
It's only week 3, and he got both feet in. That was an NFL touchdown.
NFL touchdown for sure.
Yeah.
For the guy from Villanova there. But yeah, looking across the board, I mean, Notre Dame's being questioned. We had a crazy late comeback in Georgia. I don't know. Did you guys watch that Tennessee-Georgia game?
I watched the overtime.
Tennessee came out, I'm pretty sure, and scored on their first three drives.
Oh, wow.
I'm talking about the game.
Yeah, no, I know.
Like I'm pretty sure it was, I want to say it was 21-7 Tennessee, like at the beginning of the second quarter.
Yeah, it wasn't close.
So it just speaks to like how Kirby Smart kind of suffocated them after that a little bit. And I mean, he's definitely like Saban light now, right? In the NCAA.
Yeah,
he's not at Saban level, and he probably never be at
There's like a couple Saban lights.
Saban was basically using a game shark when everyone else like didn't cheat. And now everyone's paying everyone. It's funny how that went away very quickly. But yeah, we have the Georgia late comeback. We got Don's Georgia Tech, which is touting for the ACC. Big win over Clemson.
Yeah, I mean, you were on them. I should have rode with you on them. I had to make a pick in the triple L. But yeah, I picked them when we did our Herbal show. I said I'm picking them as my dark horse to win the ACC. Now, a very close second favorite to win the ACC behind Miami. So yeah, keep your eyes on Georgia Tech, and they won that game handedly. Like they were up. Clemson kind of made it close, and then
their loss
ran
percentage.
away.
Yeah, like I don't think it ever went to like, oh, they're gonna like lose, right?
Yeah,
like,
and
they were
dogs,
up. They were up like 2 scores, and then Clemson kind of Clemson, right? Like they played a couple of good drives, they're back in it. Then Georgia Tech won.
Well, yeah, it's always the college football like arc of a first half is a team goes up like 2 scores, then with like 2 minutes to go, the other team will like score twice in 2 minutes somehow. With the stoppages, the first down stoppage is
insane.
Anything can happen when that happens.
And when they were doing that full time, by the way, remember they like 2 years ago they finally got rid of it to where it only happens in like crunch time. It used to be like if you were down 21 but you were a powerhouse offense, you could always come back because you could just run off like a 90-second drive at any point. But yeah, the stopping on the first downs does make college very exciting, and it was a pretty exciting weekend. Yeah.
Dabo Swinney hot seat?
No.
Just kidding.
He'd probably get hired by someone else before he's on the hot seat.
So fast.
You know what I mean?
Also, over the weekend, Trainwreck watch. Canelo Crawford happened in Vegas.
Canelo Crawford happened in
Allegiant
Vegas?
Stadium. 30 minutes till this main card starts. It's only five or four fights on the main card. The lone wolf in the front row is TKO
What was he
Nick
thinking?
Khan. He looked pissed. He wasn't watching the fight. He was looking at a whole lot of nothing in that stadium.
I'm trying to get inside the head of Nick Khan though, because he clearly saw with less than 30 minutes ago nobody was there, and he said I'm gonna go and I'm gonna be the only one. Why not take like everyone who's not doing anything and be like, go like flood the seats and like make it look busier?
This is true. Maybe he was expecting everyone.
It was
to join him.
very much making it about. Is Nick Khan like a me guy?
No,
he
I don't think
he's
it was
not
that.
a me guy.
Maybe he might have done that to be like, I'm the only
now
one
I
that
think
cares about this company.
Now I think back to like when he was managing the Rock's run up to like WrestleMania 40, and we're like, oh, there's Nick Khan like right in the background, or was it like Nick Khan was making sure he was seen?
And by the way, too, it's not just Nick Khan can be pissed all he wants because this production, some good fights, but it was a train wreck. Obviously, Dana went on like a 6-month. PR tour about how he was going to fix boxing, get rid of all the extreme wait times between fights, quoted as saying, these guys in boxing go and do one fight and then do an hour-and-a-half long podcast in between fights. So he was going to get rid of the long wait times. Main event didn't happen until 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Long as ever fight card. He didn't fix it, folks. Boxing is not fixed.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
When you have a system like that and just the things, the regulations that everyone are set for, it's tough to get in there and make a change right away.
To think you can take like a sport with so much legacy and tradition like that and just turn it into your UFC like platform or method, it's not going to happen overnight.
I was reading some reviews that they made it more like crazy between like the fights and everything. Like there was actually more going on. And then thus people are worried about you know what come 2027.
Yeah. Yes,
which we'll get to in a little bit. Before we wrap that up, 2 more things for our rundown here, and then we'll get into some segments before we wrap up Trainwreck Day. Shout out everyone tuning along with us. cubicle, workplace, car. Make sure you're following along Trainwreck Sports and Herd of Buffalo, where the action never stops. What do we got, Don?
I got a commenter real quick.
Yes.
Joe Andreessen Enjoyer, I think it's good to highlight this. He says, wondering how you guys feel about the Kelsey wearing the 3 or 4 shirt, T-shirt before the game. Has some strong opinions. Well, Joe, we actually addressed that. So,
let's
good
go
time
back.
to
Why
plug.
don't
You
we?
can always rewatch our live show on YouTube, on X, on even Twitch. So make sure you're rewatching if you missed that segment. We appreciate you tuning in live, but always you can rewatch.
Spark Notes, it was very silly by Travis Kelce, for sure. Gatesy, our guy at Sabres Prospects again today. So the Sabres are at Harbor Center. Shout out Gatesy, holding it down. Make sure you're following Cross and Swords for all of those Sabres action. But again, folks, Sabres, real action, 24 days away. So very exciting there. And then this was most ridiculous. You see the Allen family cantaloupes are for sale in Buffalo?
Yes,
It's only it's only a matter of time where they're charging like $40 for these things.
So I saw something, and I don't know how accurate these numbers are.
Uh-oh.
I saw something that this farm that Josh Allen's family runs that produces just cantaloupes and pistachios
At a professional level, yeah.
generates $15 million in revenue yearly.
Oh, I believe that for sure. 100%.
It's just crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
He was going to be a pistachio farmer. Well, why wouldn't you if you had that bag available?
agriculture, man.
Seriously,
it's
agriculture.
It's a beautiful thing.
Typically, we just talk about Don's aura farming, but Josh Allen and the family have it up on the regular farming. Speaking, I might crash out if my family.
We might need to get one of those melons. Try it.
If the cost keeps going up, maybe we'll bring a melon on the show or a cantaloupe. Check it out. Speaking of checking it out, crash out line.
All right.
Don,
Yeah.
are you putting us on this ride right now?
Let's go for it.
All right,
You ready,
time to
folks?
set sail. The
Here we
first
go.
call in the history
Well,
of the
we
crash out
got a
line.
fancy intro. Let's punch it up.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Folks, it's the Trainwreck Sports Crash Out line.
No good, rotten, four-flushing lowlife. I don't know who the f you are, but you have no idea what you're doing. Diddly diddly, hell, diddly ding dong crap! Not the beast! Pray to the god of skinny punks that this wind doesn't pick up, because I'll come over there and jam an oar up there.
That's art. Put it in the Albright Knox as far as I'm concerned. But Don, you're saying we have some art for our inaugural call here on the crash out line?
We have a pretty great call. I think you in particular
Oh,
are
no.
really gonna enjoy this.
No.
So strap
that's
in.
not what I wanted to hear.
So-
What's the phone number again?
Phone number is 226-6263, 716 area code. So again, that's 716-226-6263.
The crash
and
out.
If it's all anonymous, you can text it too. But if you call and you *67 it keeps your number private, just in case you're worried about that. So let's check in with this caller. Here we go.
Hey, yeah, this is Fireman Ed, and listen, I heard you were talking some smack on your little pregame show. Listen, boys, I don't know if you want this smoke, but I am a quality Jets fan. Bills still suck. They lost 4 Super Bowls, and keep my name out of your f***ing mouth. I'll come down to Buffalo myself, and I'll put your fire out, okay? Bring it on.
Now, my immediate thought, and before I crash out about Fireman Ed coming after me directly, wouldn't he be coming north to Buffalo from New Jersey, New York City area? So now I'm concerned we have someone pretending to be Fireman Ed, and they live north of the Western New York area.
I think we have an imposter.
Do we think you don't think that was him? You don't think it was him firing
It
up?
sounded a little too Italian on that Jersey accent.
It was very Italian. It was very Italian on that accent. But I mean, Fireman Ed had a lot to crash out.
Does Fireman Ed
I mean,
even
there were no JETS chants, I think, all day.
No. I mean, I saw that view of the stadium, and it was from a Jets account. He's like, "Are you serious? We got to play 2 away games against these guys." So yeah, I don't know. It could have been the real Fireman Ed. I don't know who was behind that call, but that's probably how he felt if he saw the
These
show.
supposed New Yorkers love to call us upstate, and then you go and fumble which direction you're going to Buffalo.
If you're gonna come after us, tell us we live in the Great White North.
End the season. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Listen, I have pity on our Jets friends.
I will give the caller though, Fireman Ed, saying you don't want this smoke.
I'll put your
Good one.
fire out.
Pretty good.
I'll put your fire out. Not bad.
I get it, Fireman.
A for effort, for
But
sure.
yeah, that's it for the crash out line. Again, we're going to put the graphic up here. Call or text 716-226-6263. Doesn't have to be about the game. Hey, you can even celebrate the game. Maybe it's about your boss. Maybe it's about some trouble happening.
Maybe people around your office aren't fired up enough about this 2-0 start.
Actually, a quick side note. I almost called the crash out line.
God.
I need your guys' help.
Breaking
I need a little
news.
advice.
What?
This is a little bit of a lifestyle segment.
We got you,
okay?
Don.
All right, yeah, I need your help. So Friday, right? I'm going out with the lady for a nice little evening meal. I go to a restaurant that should not be named. Now I get in there. Side note, I'm a reservation guy. As soon as I know where we're going, I make the reservation a week in advance, whatever. I don't want to wait.
Wow, that's
this place takes no reservations. Okay, fine. Show up, they say 25-minute wait. All right? Okay, no big deal. Now we go outside, there's tables, there's no silverware, these aren't tables for people to normally sit at. There's no tablecloths. There's nothing for you to lead you to know that this would be somewhere where you would sit and enjoy a meal. Now we sit down, someone else waiting sits down. There's a collection of a bunch of people waiting. It's now been 40 minutes, right? I see one group of people just arrived. They go and get a table immediately. Okay, I'm like, maybe they came an hour early. I'm like, letting it go. I don't want to ruin the evening. Then a group of customers come out and say, hey, are you eating there? Because we want to sit there and eat. And a server comes out with them with silverware. They just got there. And now we got to get up. No one told me I could have claimed that table as that. Am I wrong for being like, this is unprofessional. This is not how you treat
Well, it's definitely
dining
unprofessional,
customers.
but it's like, I think your faith once the restaurant started randomly seeing it sounds like a Chinese restaurant situation, like from Seinfeld.
It was a quality Italian restaurant I've been to before. So yeah.
They weren't on Allen Street, were they?
Nope.
thank
I'll leave them
Just making
anonymous.
sure. Just making sure Gia's isn't catching us straight.
They're safe. They're
but
safe.
for example, folks, call us and if call us about any blown reservations.
Yeah.
Don't
Fair.
crash out online.
You know how to
Crash
take
out
the
online.
reservation.
You don't know how to hold the reservation.
Exactly.
Yes. Speaking of which, it sounds like the restaurant was not hot. We are moving on to Who's Hot, Who's Not, sponsored by our friends at Celino Heating, Cooling, and this fall and winter season. So getting into it, we got Celino. Hot or not, Slick, why don't you kick us off here?
Yeah, I'm going to start out with who's hot for me. You guys saw this one coming a mile away. Mitch Trubisky coming in the game for our savior, Josh Allen, when he needs it the most, throwing an absolute dime over the shoulder into the breadbasket of his receiver for 32 yards on one play, more than Justin Fields had passing all game. Guys, if Josh does really well in the first half against the Dolphins, no reason to keep him out on that field with how promising Mitch looks.
Yeah, incredible.
Keep him healthy. Let's get that nose all healed up against the Dolphins.
Is there a QB controversy?
There could be. A lot of people are saying there has been a QB controversy since the offseason just because of how good looking these guys are. So
Fair.
Wow.
Don, who you got heating up over there?
All right. Well, I'm going to have the only guy with an absolutely perfect record on the Bills right now. Matt Prater. Hasn't missed a kick. We might have a kicker controversy, too. I don't know when Bass is due back, but, I mean, he's looking great. He's hitting everything. And I kind of like having an old guy in there. It makes me feel like it's the longest yard, kind of.
Oh yeah, when was it Burt Reynolds into that game?
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
That's
the remake too. Yeah, with Adam.
well,
Sandler
yeah, he's in the
stuff,
OG,
yeah.
and then he goes into the game as the old bull. They were done with the young calf. They wanted the old bull in the sequel or in the remake for sure, the reboot. Speaking of reboot, I'll eat some crow today and give who's hot to everyone who said we were going to beat up the Jets. A lot of people predicted that the Bills were going to beat up the Jets. A lot of fans in Bills Mafia predicted that they were going to beat up the Jets. That's exactly what happened. So I was thinking it was going to be closer. I was thinking the Jets were going to be able to kind of be pestery, be annoying, kind of frustrate the Bills, especially on defense. That was not the case. I got to eat the crow, so I'll give Who's Hot to the Bills Mafia, who's feeling very confident going into week 2. With Who's Cold, Who's Not, Slick, what do you got?
Yeah, these guys are shivering over at Notre Dame because they're off to an 0-2 start after making a national championship, basically saying bye-bye to your college football playoff contentions. 2 pretty crazy games that they got the short end of the stick on, and not much else to say for Fighting Irish fans. I can't imagine they're in a good spot. I will say, just on this note, a lot of scary injuries, including in that game over the weekend in college football. Hopefully everyone gets healthy.
Yeah. And so for my Who's Not, it's an old familiar face, folks. You remember him as he was going to be the savior of Buffalo. Started off hot with him, and it cooled off. But he picked the Bills to lose, and pretty handily. It's our good foot guy, Rex Ryan. There he is. Besides the just bad takes, I feel like anytime the Bills have like a close game coming up, he always fades the Bills. A little bit of sour grapes there.
He probably remembers anytime he had a big Bills game that he was coaching, and he's like, oh, these guys always fold when the pressure gets up. Oh, no, that was just you, Rex. That was part of the stigma that you placed upon this franchise.
Yeah, he's got bad picks, and something about his teeth weirds me out, too.
What are those, veneers?
Yeah, he's got clearly fake teeth, and it looks like they're, like, you know that the wind-up teeth thing that goes.
Yes, he does look like
they're just gonna fall out of his mouth and start doing.
You know how they said that George Washington had teeth made out of wood? Like,
yes.
It's kind of what I meant. Like, kind of reminds me of the Rex Ryan. They're clearly not wood, but something's up there.
Big time wood teeth vibe. I'm feeling like I'm talking out of my butt when I say this because I am a WWE fan, but I've got to give them a Who's Not for this past weekend. We're moving WrestleMania in 2027 into Saudi Arabia for Riyadh season. This is just something that would not happen. WWE, this is as simple as I'll put it, loves to think that they are a sports league. They are an MLB. They are an NFL. The MLB would never move the World Series in the middle to Saudi Arabia. The NFL would not move like a playoff game to Saudi Arabia. And now you have WrestleMania, which is the biggest event, the granddaddy of them all going there. It just doesn't make any sense.
It is interesting.
Makes sense financially for TKO. Makes no sense for the fans.
It's interesting you bring up that point, too, because I think Triple H was even quoted as saying this week, like, we're not a sport. We're more of a movie about the sport.
Yeah.
But then when you go and make a decision like this, it's like, well, what's the movie going to really be
It's going to
about?
be Rock Roman. It's going to be, Stone Cold CM Punk. It's going to be every dream match you ever wanted to see, Slick.
And going back to the Canelo-Crawford fight, I told you this, Maniac, when they showed Turkey on that broadcast in Vegas, he could have got up and left the way they were booing him out of that building. So that's clearly showing what the U.S. consensus is with all this Riyadh season nonsense. And now with WrestleMania on the way there, not only did you have the people of New Orleans pissed off already, now you
America.
got America.
It basically
pissed
pisses off the American wrestling fandom,
which is a terrible fandom to piss off.
Not a fandom you want to have on the bad
You do
side.
not want them in your neck.
That is for sure. It could end up being quite a train wreck. That is Hot or Not, presented by our friends at Celino Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric. But speaking of train wrecks, let's get right into it with the Trainwreck Tracker here, kicking off on this September 15th. Thanks for kicking off your week with us here on Trainwreck Sports and Herd of Buffalo. But gents, I think this is pretty simple. We've got the Dolphins from last week in the top spot. Someone needs to challenge them and be a bigger train wreck. Someone needs to dethrone them if we're going to take the Dolphins off the top spot. The Dolphins lost at home in devastating fashion to New England. Bad pick by Tua at the end. There are some contenders, but does anyone take down the Dolphins as far as the top train wreck here of the week?
It's really tough. I don't know if I could pinpoint one, Don, because I don't know if you could either, given that McDaniel's kind of like your focal point of the whole Trainwreck Tracker.
Yeah, him mixed in with the Dolphins. I mean, I don't know how you can beat that, especially because McDaniel seems to be relishing in giving these weird, awkward.
He seems like an angsty teenager who's like, yeah, well, like green beans suck. Like,
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
It seems like
it's a football
he
game.
wants to be his own brand of like a Bill Belichick, but it just comes off as like stupid.
An asshole.
Yeah,
It's
especially,
cringeworthy.
he's like, well, you win games by winning them and you lose by losing them. It's like, it's like he's like, you're all stupid. That it's stupid that I even have to talk up here. And it's for the guy again, 2-3 years ago was the offensive genius of the NFL. You know.
It just shows how winning solves everything. When he was doing it, when he was the offensive genius, it was like, I don't have an update on him, but I have a down date.
And everyone's like, this guy's cool as hell.
Like, he's like, his availability is going to be an ability this weekend. Like, what? Like dude, what do you say? Like, now that he's losing, everyone's done with his shit. They're over it. Speaking of done with his shit, this is a guy who I think a lot of people liked, a lot of people viewed positively. Ken Rosenthal. I'm sorry. So this happened Friday night. He backs basically a celebration from the Brewers. We'll be able to overlay this video. We don't want to use it because it's MLB restricted. But knocks over Ken Rosenthal, who knocks into a photographer who was basically just capturing the moment, probably for the team, employee, someone's grinding there. Ken Rosenthal just shoots him the nastiest look that's ever existed. And like looks at him like, and again, this is the best comment I saw on it was just that this is a situation 10 out of 10 times where you turn around and you just say, oh my God, I'm sorry.
It's
like,
a no-brainer. Okay? You help the guy up.
Yeah.
I mean,
and Ken Rosenthal looked like he was like a peasant who got in his way.
I don't know why he's so mad at that guy. You also just got soaked in Gatorade 100%. By the players. Yes. And you're worried about this dude standing behind you to get the shot of you on the interview? Grow up, Ken Rosenthal.
He does need to grow up.
Jesus.
Speaking of growing up, Bengals 2-0.
Yeah, wow.
No Burrow. Out for 3 months.
Toe surgery.
Bengals 8th best odds for the AFC. So kind of a train wreck situation in that you're 2-0, but you have the 8th best odds for the conference as the Bengals because they don't believe in the backup and everyone to get done.
Who is their backup?
That's a good question. I will have to figure that out in the coming weeks. Speaking of look ahead, like we said, we are 79 and a half hours from Bills Dolphins. We got the lot cast taking place at the Game Day Lot again, so looking for that. Excited to be there with our friends from HOB holding it down. We got UB in action as well, and Sabres 24 days till season. I also put down that Real Housewives of Salt Lake City is back this week.
Huge.
I know you're pumped.
I have had it marked in my calendar for months.
Don, anything else you're looking ahead to this week?
Keeping my eye out for all Sabres coverage coming from Cross and Swords and our guy. Let's get our guy up there. Look at him. Look at him.
Yeah.
Look at our guy Gatesy. Yeah, clap it up. He's out there, boots on the ground.
He's in the field.
He's been posting clips today, and the train's going to keep coming from Gacy. So make sure you're following Cross and Swords if you're not already for all Sabres prospect updates. And just going to plug again that. As the date gets nearer, we're going to have our challenge for which of you two is going to be joining me
season
at
opener
the season
challenge.
Opener versus the Rangers, October 9th.
Shout out to, again, our friends at UB. They'll be hosting Troy this weekend. 5.5-point favorites hosting Troy. Shout out Brad Pitt. But with that said, final thoughts, shout outs and sign-offs here on Trainwreck tonight. Today, 005.
I thought you were going to shout out Zac Efron there.
No.
I'd give another shout out to Gatesy. Yeah, another clap. It's definitely worthy. He's doing a great job.
Bring him back up. There he is.
Yeah, there he is.
Yeah, get him back up. Just keep him there. Just keep him there. Before shout-out sign-offs, though, is there something we need to address?
Oh, punishments. Update? Okay, so we're both off the
Don
hook.
cam on.
So we're both off the hook because both of ours hit. And now Don is dodging. People are saying punishment dodging. There's a lot going on in the comments. So, I mean, why don't we just have Don address that before we sign off?
Okay, so it did say clean shave. However, I've used an electric razor. You know, my hair grows very fast, so I got to do it that way. And especially the time it takes, razor wasn't charged. I had to be in the studio. So what you guys didn't know is I had everything but the mustache, just this half. I almost came into the studio as like Two-Face, beard-wise. So I did the best I could. I also think having this look is more of a punishment because I can't walk past schools.
It's fitting you mentioned Two-Face because last week you were the punishment hero, but now you've lived long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Oh, I don't know about that, but
I'm confident.
I don't know about that.
Isn't it oddly suspicious that the razor dyed and the mutton chops are still trimmed?
Yeah, we're gonna have to think of a punishment alteration.
Well,
on
I
this
did the best I could, and again, like I'll come in next show with no stash, but you didn't say no sideburns, and that's a gray area if that's facial.
The sideburns make you
go nuts.
What did you say they make you look like?
Well, I was told this morning I look like a 70s porn star that is teaching tennis lessons and working on the stroke. So, That's what I was told, not what I said.
It's one of my
It's not what I
favorites.
said. I thought it was a pretty good joke.
That's not just inappropriate, that's massively inappropriate.
We'll address more of the punishments later on this week.
Could've
But
said
I
adult film.
also have to say I got a memo this morning.
Yes.
It was read to me by my lady.
Oh.
Yeah, things are not well there. Based on
what?
this punishment, she said any future punishments dealing with the hair or face, to quote
We need to go
Anchorman,
through her.
has to be approved by her.
I almost had to wear a Tom Brady jersey. So Don's acting like he had some severe
Almost.
war
I mean,
crime
that
committed against
punishment's
him.
not sticking around. We're doing it again.
No, I beat that punishment.
Yeah, you did beat that. You
I
did
beat
beat
with
that.
it. Folks,
So,
don't
yeah, that's-
let
we're
your friends
gonna
or peer
address that
pressure
one
beat you
Friday.
down. Make sure you are following along with us here at Herd of Buffalo and Trainer Sports every day, where it's fun, entertaining, and you know it never stops. For our co-host Slick, Don, of our amazing team at Herd of Buffalo, make sure you go have a good rest of your afternoon, and most importantly, go have a good day now.
Go Bills.